Sometimes life is like jazz and it goes in an unexpected direction. This quote is one of my favorites from Kids on the Slope. Not only because it sounds cool, and not only because it gets me out of trouble when I mess up.
Oh shit, dude. Oh,
Danny,
I fucked
what
up.
the fuck? You fucked up my truck and I let you borrow it.
Okay, you know what they say? Life is like jazz. Sometimes it goes in and
Exactly like I said. 10 out of 10. Would recommend this method. Do again. But why I really like this quote is because to me, it encapsulates what Kids on the Slope is all about. Yes, gather around kiddies, we're about to talk about some anime things. Kids on the Slope is a music anime that I watched last year-ish, and I deadass binged this show. Both because I really liked it and because, well, it's really short, so it wasn't not much of a commitment. Kids on the Slope introduces us to Kaoru Nishimi, a super introverted high school student who moves to a different town with some relatives and begins attending school there. And he isn't at all excited to be in this small town.
Okay.
However, on his first day at this new school, he meets two people who end up becoming very important to him. Ritsuko, the cute and friendly chick who he begins to have a crush on, and Sentaro, the quote-unquote bad boy of the school that a bunch of people are afraid of. Kaoru ends up getting invited to Ritsuko's father's record shop, where in the basement, Sentaro is playing drums. And it's in this scene where Kaoru gets his first real upfront, up-close, personal exposure to jazz music. And now, Kaoru, being a classically trained pianist, aka Square... Damn, calm down. Alright, okay. Now, Kaoru initially doesn't really mesh with jazz music, but once he stops being a little punk, he starts to open up to it a little bit. And as he opens himself up musically, he also opens up as a person. While Kids on the Slope can be considered a show about jazz music, the main focus is really on the characters, their internal struggles, their occasional conflicts with each other, and their growth as people. It's a slice of life anime that uses jazz to allow its characters to bond and develop. For example, there's this one scene where Kaoru jams out for the first time with a group of the main cast. At first, Kaoru starts out a little stiff, playing only a couple of chords in a really simple rhythm. But as the group tells him to ease up and not sweat the details, his playing becomes a lot more fluid and natural. This scene not only helps Kaoru to become looser with his piano playing, but it also shows how he's slowly becoming a lot more relaxed and carefree as a person.
The fuck? Bro, wait, no, that's wrong. You just loosen up a little bit, bro. You're too uptight. Loosen up. There you go.
There's a couple areas of the show where a character's playing is used as a means to show how they're feeling, if they're frustrated, upset, or if they have feelings for someone. A couple of sections use music to help resolve conflict between some of the characters, sort of like they're having an argument, but instead of talking about each other's moms, they use music. What I also love about the show in particular is how it draws that parallel between jazz and life. Which brings me back to the quote from earlier. Life, like jazz, can be kind of unpredictable at times. You might move somewhere you didn't want to go, only to meet people that you vibe with, and you become really close friends. You might end up somewhere by mistake, only to meet someone that you're interested in. Or maybe something not so great will happen, something you couldn't have seen coming, and it leaves you feeling horrible, worrying for someone else's well-being. Plans change, people come and go from your life, your relationships with others might become confusing and tense. It's unpredictable, and things can switch up on you, just like they do in jazz. Now, aside from all that deep stuff, bro, what I really like is seeing the friendship between the three main characters, and especially the friendship and bromance that develops between Kaoru and Sentaro. Okay, now check this out, man. Name an anime couple better than these two. Oh, well, yeah. Kaoru and Sen can probably be considered the opposite of each other, and yet they become really good friends. The bond between Kaoru and Sen is really one of the best things about this anime in my opinion, because it feels like a genuine bromance between two people who really seem like they wouldn't become friends that easy. You know, I dig it. It's pretty good. But since this anime is also about music, we gotta ask the question, is it any good? The answer is yes. Okay, now listen to me, man. This soundtrack is wow. No, like honestly, I think that if you just have a little tiny liking for jazz, you'll especially like this show. I know for me, that was one of my main reasons for liking it so much and for even checking it out in the first place. Of course, this show wouldn't be complete without some really fun jam sessions and music performances. Like, the music performances in the show are just so freaking good, and they're just really fun to watch. Like, seriously, like, I ended up going to a bar on jazz night because of this show. The performances in this anime were so cool that I just wanted to experience that in real life, you know? Like, this is probably the best and healthiest way I've ever tried bringing anime into the real world. You know? Now, the opening and ending songs aren't exactly jazz, but they're both great tracks nonetheless, and I would get hyped for each episode when that opening started up. Seriously, no, I didn't skip them, because only real anime fans watch the whole thing! So anyway, let's go ahead and sum up what makes this show cool. It's a fairly easygoing show about friendship and music, and it's really good ass music if you ask me. It's got cool music performances, which I think is one of the coolest things in the show. The art style is nice too. It's got a nice soft sort of look. The characters are good, and the plot and drama are really interesting to the point where I just really binged this show. And the ending had me like kind of emotional too. Like, I wasn't sad. It was like a mix of emotions, you know? It's okay to feel feelings, guys. Like, it's fine. And this show, it kind of gives you a little bit of feelings, you know? And it's also super short, like 12 episodes. So it isn't like a huge commitment. So for those of you who can't be bothered to settle down with your boo, and likewise can't be bothered to commit to an anime that runs like, I don't know, maybe more than like 60 episodes, this is definitely the one for you, my guy. Have yourself a little fling with this one. I approve. Okay, so yeah, just watch Kids on the Slope already.
Shit. I tried.